So this is section 7.3, and this is example 3, and it's a problem type that I only ever see as part 5 of a 5-part problem in section 7.3. This one starts with, do you think it would be unusual? Which means you solve it the same way as a what is the probability problem, which is second vars normal CDF. And do you think it'd be unusual for an individual to get a score greater than 510? So greater than 510 means starting at 510 and going up to infinity, which is represented here by E, the second, and the comma for the E99. The mean, just like all the other ones in this section, is the mean from the information in the top, 498. The standard deviation here, this is where this one is different, and it actually goes back to exactly what you did in 7.2. Here's what happened. Now we're suddenly asking about an individual. All these other problems, it's asking about a sample mean, and that sample mean, we were told at the top, is has a sample size of 63. If we're talking about an individual, we're no longer talking about a sample mean. So if you see that it's a 5-part problem, in part 5, expect it to always be going back to an individual. And so what that changes is that in your standard deviation, you're not, just for this one problem, you're not going to do divided by the square root of the sample size, and that's because you're no longer talking about a sample at all. You're talking about an individual. So leave it as just 112 for your standard deviation. And so the answer to this one is going to be 0.4573. And since it's also in a would it be unusual in this case, that's larger than 0.05, so it would not be unusual.